Yeah, so I'm enrolled in Pratt Community College in Pratt, Kansas. My moving date is in August, and I'm going to go into electrical line technologies to be an electrical lineman. Um, uh, it's a 2-year program. The first year is all training on campus. You learn how to climb, how to tie different knots, and then the second year is kind of all in the field. So I'll start with the summer internship going into next summer. So after my first year, and then the whole second year is also internship. So basically, I'll like do this paid internship and send my hours back to the college, and that's how I will obtain my associate's degree. So that's pretty much the gist of it. I only have class 4 days a week, and it's pretty much all technical training, and that's just because I have my other classes taken care of already, and I'm very excited and very grateful that you guys decided to invest in me.
Okay, um, just a couple of things. Last week I passed out, the bylaws. Please go through them, and then when we have our board meeting at the end of this month, I believe it's the 28th, we will, vote as to whether to, keep what we have or make any changes. We need to do that as part of the, honor club. We have to have a current bylaws on file.
I think the board meeting is next week, 22nd.
22nd, okay.
Right, Ardeen?
Okay, 22nd. Okay. And a reminder that on August 21st, 22nd, and 23rd in Topeka, it's the fourth quarter district meeting. And Governor Randall Bales will be handing over to Jacob Swisher, who will be the new governor beginning 1 October. And then this year, we were contacted by Randall Bales. And Farrell will be taking care of the memorial service, which is going to be the 23rd of August there. It's going to be held at the Hilton Garden in Topeka. And so it's a convention center, so everything's going to be in one building, one place, not moving around. Then the other thing I believe is we are waiting on the amount of money we have made at the 22nd of June fundraiser at the JC Barbecue Bar and Grill. Usually it only takes 2 weeks to get the check, but Farrell has inquired about it yesterday and they are checking on it. So we should have that report by next week. I believe that's all I have to let you know what's going on. Farrell, would you like to introduce our speaker?
Yes, we have Jodi Testa with us this morning. She is the new St. Xavier's Catholic Schools principal and has had a history with USD 475 prior to that. She's going to tell us a little bit about her background, training and education, her family, and then what she hopes to do at St. Xavier's Catholic Schools. So welcome.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Gosh, I don't even know where to start. My goodness. First of all, I want to thank you. Nita shared all the wonderful things that you all do, and this is amazing. And my husband, Randy, his grandma was always talking about the Optimist Club, and I never really knew what it was. So to sit here and learn about what all you all do really connects me back to grandma. I think every other sentence she was talking about her Optimist Club and how much it meant to her. It was a life that she very much embraced and walked for many, many, many years. So I appreciate the opportunity to come and learn about the.
So she was a Testa, Jodi?
She was a Grow, Groh, and they lived in the Osawatomie area.
Oh, not here. Okay.
Right. No, yeah, not
I was
here.
trying to track.
Yep. Over in Osawatomie. So anyways, it's good to know just connects me back to grandma, and she was a very fine lady, and I appreciate that memory this morning. It's good to take a memory walk once in a while. So, um, I do want to thank you for letting me come today. Just a little bit about myself. Randy and I married 39 years ago. It's hard to believe that I'm even 39 years old. I don't know how I've been with him for 39 years or how he's been with me for 39 years. But we married. We're both Kansas people, been here forever. Married in Emporia, married in Topeka, but lived in Emporia. And he, when we got married, was pursuing his degree in education and has since left the field of education just simply because he wanted to pursue something that he thought he could better support our kids through college. So he and I have two children, Tim, who is a PE teacher and coach at the high school, and then Erica, who is a school counselor now at Eisenhower Elementary. She did work in the preschool classroom for a couple of years, but now she's school counselor, and they both are pretty. She also coaches. They're pretty phenomenal young adults. I don't know how Randy and I made that happen, but man, I look at the kids and they inspire me every day. They have 7 children between them. Erica has 4 and Tim has 3. And I think it's so neat because Tim and Erica truly have been best friends forever. And I remember as a kid, I couldn't stand my brothers, couldn't stand my sisters either. Might say something about me, I don't know, but they truly have best friends. And now they even coach together, which is really exciting. They coach cross country. Tim coaches cross country at the high school. Erica coaches cross country at the middle school. But then when it comes time for basketball season, they are coaching together. Erica really heads up the junior varsity, but when it comes time for the varsity to play, she's right there beside her brother, offering the advice that she can. But it's exciting to go to the games and see that, they're getting it done out there for the Junction City kids. Makes me very proud. Randy and I have been a member of the St. Xavier Parish for 35 years. Like Dr. Miller said, I started teaching in 475. And when we first came here, it was right after Big Red One left the area. And so it was really difficult to get a job. I finally did land a job after the school year started. So I came on board as a teacher assistant at Lincoln Elementary in late May. No, excuse me, late August. Then there was a teacher who left mid-school year, Danette Story, and I was able to slide in and get a classroom at, I think, Thanksgiving or Christmas, something like that. So then I taught in the district for years and years. Then I slid into an assistant principal role, which I loved that job. It was pretty sweet. I got to learn for 2 years as an assistant principal, and then I became a principal. I did that for 9 years and was really facing extreme education burnout. So left that position and took some time to kind of figure out, if I could keep hanging in there in education because it's a really tough field. And I love that you all support education, educators, because it's really tough. There's a lot of emotional drainage in that position. So I appreciate you doing that. Ended up leaving the district, leaving the area, and kind of went on this figure out who I am and what I'm going to do. Landed back in education as a principal. Did that for about 4 years and then finally retired. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I made it to my retirement. I could draw it. And then moved back to the area, settled. And then 2 weeks later, I was bored. And I was going through this, I don't know, this retirement thing is really what I want, because I wasn't sure what my purpose was and what I was supposed to be doing with my life. And I still felt like I was 39 years old and had more to give. So, St. X had a second grade position open, so I slid into that. And I can remember Father Peter coming and sitting down with me at about Christmas and just said, you know, what, what are you doing? What do you want to do? And at Christmas time, I told him, I said, I don't really know. I said, I know I'm going to finish the school year out, but I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Um, Loved the job, loved everything about St. X, and just still was trying to figure out, I guess, myself. And he said, you know, at that time, I'm sure glad you're here, and he just wanted to kind of pick my brain and see what was up with me. So, anyways, a couple months later, it was the principal position was open at St. X, and when it first opened, I was saying, no way am I going back to be a school principal. I love what I'm doing now, and no way am I going back. And then I woke up one morning, it was on a Saturday, and Randy and I were going someplace in the car, and I just looked at him and I was like, well, I think I'm supposed to apply for that job. I don't know. And so on that drive, I applied for the principal position, and then I was given that opportunity, and I'm humbled and honored and incredibly blessed. It is a really, really neat little school. Um, there have been a lot of different um, struggles for St. X, just in regard to the financial drain that it can be on the parish to run a school, especially one that is at pre-K through 12. Um, we've had a serious decline in enrollment, really, for probably the last 8 years. Um, but I've spent a lot of time talking with Father Peter, Father Kate, and Father Vincent, who now is gone to his own parish, but and then also Bishop Binky, and they are incredibly dedicated to keeping the St. Xavier school doors open, and they have really empowered us to just keep the faith, keep the faith, keep the faith, and we're going to try some new things, and I'm just very proud of their vision for the future. Uh, Father Peter will very readily say he doesn't have all the answers, but he knows that it can happen. So I'm on board for it. It's exciting and it's new. And there are some amazing kids and amazing families there. And it's exciting. Every day is exciting.
So Jody, for this year, K-12 still?
K-12, K-12. We ended the year with 105 students from pre-K 3 through 12. And so many of you in here are related to the field of education. So I'm sure you remember that enrollment tends to come in at the last minute. And families, I think they get on summer break and they just kind of want to forget about school for a bit. Right now, today, we have 90 students enrolled, and I am incredibly thankful for that. I just feel in my heart that on day one we'll have over 105 students enrolled and attending. And when Mr. Augustine left, he had been there for, I don't know, 12 years maybe. And was it 12? 13, yeah. I mean, it was several years. And he had really built a strong relationship with a lot of people. And so when he left, I thought, oh gosh, what's that going to do to our enrollment? But people are still coming, and it's very exciting to see the numbers climb. Every day at school this summer, I'm giving tours to new families. We have a very high military percentage, and they're coming in. Just yesterday, I enrolled a new kindergartner. Uh, they are a military family, and then I also enrolled a family of two. And in that relationship, the husband grew up Catholic and the wife did not. And so they are going through the OCIA process together. And they enrolled their 2 children with us because they just really want to put their Catholic family together to make a unified uh, I guess vision to get together. So when I think about leadership and what I think needs to happen at St. X, we have we take up basically one city block in Junction City, right on Washington Street. So I think that everyone should know who we are and that we're open and what we do. But in talking to people, people don't know that. So one of our biggest pushes is just trying to make sure that people know that we are pre-K 3 through 12th grade, that we do have programs somewhat similar to the local public schools, and that we are there and we're not going away. So Father Peter is working on some visibility pieces just so that when you drive by our school, you realize it's a school. Just last week, he got out there one night with a chainsaw and cut down a tree. And so now when you drive by, you can see the name of our school, which is huge. Did any of you notice it? Yeah. I mean, one simple little thing, but it just was like, whoa, that made a huge difference. So, um, building bridges, there are so many incredibly talented people in our parish. So trying to make some connections between the school and the parish. I'm working with a lady named Diane Bristinsky. If I said it correctly, Bristinsky. Yep. She is going to help me to kick off a new program that we are calling Visiting Angels. And we're trying to connect parish members with classrooms. So it's kind of like a foster grandparent relationship. And we're inviting parish members to come in, and maybe they're going to bake cupcakes with a class. Maybe they're going to provide a leadership lesson to a class, but maybe they're going to come in and teach kids how to knit. Whatever maybe their strengths are or their passion projects are, just trying to bring those into our school. Because so many of our students are military connected, they don't have grandparents around, they don't have aunts and uncles, and so the more positive exposures we can give our kids, the better it will be. So I'm spending a lot of time this summer really just focusing on listening to the traditions that the school has. And I tell you, Father Peter wanted to cut down 4 more trees, but those 4 trees had some very strong attachment to some people. So before he cut them down, he wanted to, just make sure he had people on board. And it's a good thing he did, because 4 of those trees just couldn't go because of the emotional attachment that people had to them. And it would really benefit me as the leader to listen to all these traditions that we have and embrace them and keep them going. So if you are someone who knows about a tradition at St. X, I might not know about it, so please let me know. But otherwise, the support has been huge already. I mentioned the enrollment support with the 90 students already. That is huge. And every day people swing by to drop us off snacks or to give us a portable air conditioner that they don't need. Someone gifted us with 30 very gently used teacher chairs on wheels. They gifted us with 7, they're called Very Desks, but you put it on top of your desk and then it raises and you can have a standing workstation. The financial contributions are coming in at incredible speeds. People are really coming together to save our school, and um, it's truly exciting. I know I've said that too many times, but it's inspirational to see the people coming together. Let's see. When I think about our school, I'm always comparing it to what I know as a public school educator, and it's hard to make the comparison because while they're both educational institutions, they are so very different. Um, they're different in the sense of community, and I taught at a very, very good um, local elementary school when I first started, a very, very good one. And they were a community, and that's where I put my own children. They were phenomenal. But when I even compared that school to St. Xavier, it's so very different because um, the people at St. X all have that same moral foundation of beliefs. They've got that similar belief system. And I think it's because of that that just when you walk through the building, it feels different. And when I talk with new families, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for common beliefs, and there's just so much that comes at our kids today, whether it's social media or computers or uh, uh, strange peer relationships, all the things that come in youth. Um, when you walk into our doors, we just, are supporting each other in a way that we're all just going the same direction. So um, if you haven't had a chance to come in and just walk through our school, I invite you to come in and talk to our students. I'm excited to work with Mr. Russell with our Junior Optimist Club. I don't honestly know a lot about the club because my time at St. X school has been very short, but I did see a student last year walking through the building, and she was simply putting up Post-it notes with um, positive phrases on it. A little gal or a young gal named Macy. And I asked her, I'm like, oh, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I'm just putting up these notes. And she was being real discreet about it. And it was before school hours. And I said, oh, well, what made you think of that? She couldn't really tell me other than it's this club that she's in. Something optimistic, she says. I was like, oh, that's great. And some of those little sticky notes are still hanging. And that had to have been in, I don't know, probably January is when that was. But they're still hanging there. And when you walk through our school, you see these little baby Jesuses in some of the craziest places. They're just little plastic baby Jesuses, and now there's baby Marys, and it's so fun because the kids, that baby Jesus is placed on top of that door frame, and they walk by it, they all look at it. No one's going to touch it. That is something that's incredibly special. After the baby Jesus came and after the baby Marys came, then came all the baby ducks or baby geese or baby mushrooms, or it's so fun. They just appear, they get moved. I don't think that people are putting them in their pockets and walking off with them. They just are there, and they have brought a lot of life to our school. It's strange. My granddaughter played on a softball team this summer, and they were not very good. They lost a lot of games, and um, all of a sudden they started winning a game. And I asked her, I'm like, well, what made you guys start hitting the ball? What made you start, making that throw to first or whatever? And she said, it's the baby Jesus. I said, what? The baby Jesus? She's like, yeah, so and so on the team played ball that night with a baby Jesus in her pocket. And before the game started, they prayed. And, so now when they play, they've got their before game huddle, and they are holding their baby Jesus up and they're saying their prayer and, they're doing all these things to their baby Jesus. But to me, that symbolizes that, the faith, that common belief, that common enthusiasm is what makes a difference. And those girls, they had the best time. They still lost some games, but they definitely turned it into a more positive direction. And that's what I think our faith does for us. So anyways, I don't have anything else. I hope I didn't ramble. I hope that you can take away something, if nothing more than just, find a team that you can work with, find a team that has the common beliefs, and then that one person that you are just becomes something that's so much more impactful. So that's why I very much appreciate what you all are doing for kids, for our community.
Jodi, what's your vision 5 years from now for that school?
5 years from now, I would love to have enrollment closer to 150. Our facility can definitely handle 150. I would love for us to have competitive athletic programs. Our academic piece, we are rock stars as scholars. We outscore on state assessments. We outscore the local public schools. We outscore the state of Kansas across the board. I would like for us to be recognized as a place for scholars. I would love to have some students go to the seminary. I would love to have alumni come back and share the great things that they've done. We have some very prestigious alumni who have attended our school, and I want to keep doing that. I want our kids to be impactful. I love the Junior Optimist Club idea. I don't know why we can't have 150 kids in the Junior Optimist Club, because it just screams as to who we are as a school. Ready, James?
I'm always ready.
I know you are. You are. I want enrollment to grow. I want a really unified parish and school. I want our parish members to be proud of our school. I want to be financially independent. I want to be able to pay the bills without borrowing from Peter to pay Paul.
It's a long list.
That's a lot. I tell you.
More than 5 years.
Yeah, probably so. I have never, in all my years as a principal, I've never been fully staffed in June. I have still been hiring teachers in late July and August. I went on family vacation fully staffed this year. And it's not because of anything I did different. It is just because the pieces are falling together. And I had to fill a high school science position and a high school math position. And those positions are just not easy to find great candidates. And I think total I filled 13 positions. And it's just fallen together. It's very exciting.
How do you advertise to get new staff?
We were on Educate Kansas, the website. The diocese puts our position openings on their website. They were on our website for the school and the parish, in the bulletin. I think the biggest piece is word of mouth. I really do. When we interview people, oftentimes they tell us, we heard that St. X is a little different, and that's what we're looking for. We hired 2 people from St. Isidore's over in Manhattan, the Catholic church on K-State campus. And that was one of my teachers said, why don't we just put a flyer over there And I said, well, that'd be great. Here's a flyer. Go put it up. And 2 candidates came to us from that. So other churches are helping us. So
How many other Catholic schools are there in Kansas?
I have no idea.
Many, but this is really unique. We are military family, and when my husband retired, we were thinking we moving to East Coast. And my boy just graduated St. Xavier, right? 12th grade, and then another boy will be in 6th grade, and the difference. So he would be in high school and he would be in elementary. And this is unique in Junction City because this school, there are 4 schools around the United States where in one building you have K to 12. So if we will move to East Coast, we already knew it. One boy will go in one side of the city and another one will go. And that was the reason why we say, all right, let's stay here. And this is really working. But that is unique.
It is.
And in Wichita, I have friends. Those Wichita Catholic schools are all full. And then there was 2 years ago, when was 10th grade, my son said 5 of them leaving to public school. He was devastating, and I say to him, I am not keeping you. You have freedom where you want to go, where you want to do your school. I didn't grow up here. I don't know schools. He stayed, but 3 of them came back. So I want to know what is the reason, and 2 of them went to another schools. So there is something what is good, foundation that keeps them looking towards this school. And I think just word around, and then Parish Foundation gave another training for us 4 weeks ago. I learned something new, and I said every parent, everyone involved in parish should know that. I will talk later. It's something about Kansas taxes.
Oh yeah.
Well, and I was like, what? Why we don't know? And maybe Wichita knows that and we don't know. So there is always, who you know, and the way how you find yourself.
Exactly right.
Yes.
Exactly right. So that's one of the things that we have a substantial pot of money from donors for scholarships, tuition scholarships to attend our school. And what she was talking about was it's called, I know it as SGO, but that opportunity, your state taxes can be directed rather than going straight to the state, they can be directed to coming to us as a school. And the family that I enrolled yesterday, 2 kids, they have chosen to direct their state taxes to us, and their children will attend with no out of pocket money, and our school will be getting from their tax credit almost double what we would have gotten from the family as tuition. So it's a win-win for the family and a huge win-win for us. It's phenomenal. So if you have questions about the SGO, call me, and I can't give you all the details, but I can hook you up with someone who can. It's making a huge difference. Already in the SGO, we have been over $100,000 has been given to us through that tax credit program. So very significant.
We're anxious to partner with you in the Joy Clubs again, so
Yeah.
appreciate your enthusiasm for that. Questions?
Yep.
Thank you, Jodi.
Just a second.
Okay.
Before